This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 1085, The One Critical Thing Holding You Back from Happiness by Paula Pant of affordanything.com. And I'm Justin Malik, your personal narrator, reading blogs to you mostly, sometimes books like yesterday, anything that I think will help you optimize your life. Before we get to the post, this episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp offers online counseling and therapy with licensed therapists from wherever you are and around your schedule. BetterHelp is not a crisis line. It's convenient, affordable therapy through text, chat, phone, or video. And we've got a special offer for our listeners. Try BetterHelp free for 1 week and start communicating with a therapist in under 24 hours. Visit betterhelp.com/optimal to get started. That's betterhelp.com/optimal. And we thank BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode. For now, let's get right to it as we optimize your life. The One Critical Thing Holding You Back from Happiness by Paula Pant of affordanything.com. Fear is whispering. It's in your ear and it's getting louder. You can't quit your job, the fear whispers. You'll never find another one. Don't invest, it says. You're not smart enough. You shouldn't travel, it insists. The world is dangerous and lonely. Hogwash, baloney, phooey. Fear is wrong. But the vast majority of people keep falling prey to its siren song. How do I know? Because Afford Anything readers email me with their fears. Of course, they don't phrase the email with the words, "I'm afraid." Fear works best when it's cloaked as a more palatable emotion. It disguises itself as reason or prudence. Here's an email I got recently, quote, "My parents are so against quitting my job and traveling and say I won't get a job that pays well when I come back," end quote. Here's another. "How do you explain that gap on your resume?" And a final one. "As a single woman, is it really safe?" These are common questions, but they're focused on the wrong thing. These questions are preoccupied with negative what-ifs. What if I can't get a job? What if I run out of money? What if I'm gunned down in a dark alley and no one ever finds my body? No one ever asks me about positive what-ifs. What if I discover a new opportunity that catapults my career and income? What if I meet the person I end up marrying? What if I transform into a stronger, savvier person who is more equipped to take on the world? Most people search for roadblocks. Here's a line from another email I received, this one from a reader who is thinking about buying a rental property. "Do you have any tenant horror stories?" I get this question at least once a week, and it blows my mind. Why does everyone ask that? No one has ever asked, did a tenant ever inspire amazing change in your life? Are you more kick-ass at business, money, and life in general as a result of lessons you learned from landlording? Have you deepened relationships with brilliant people as a result of your rental investing? The answer to all these questions is yes. Unfortunately, no one is asking those questions. No one is thinking about the possibilities, the opportunities, the infinite potential. Instead, everyone is too caught up on the what-ifs. What if the tenant doesn't pay rent? What if the tenant punches the drywall with a sledgehammer? What if the tenant throws fueled trees? None of the above has ever happened to me. You are what you think, and your mental space is limited. Fill it with the myriad of reasons why you're at the best point in human history to embark on a new adventure, whether that's travel, career change, or a new business or investment. We live in a world filled with cheap air travel, ubiquitous internet, effective vaccinations, and relative global peace. We have a job market that's more flexible, entrepreneurial, and skills-based than any point in world history. We benefit from long lifespans, a strong global currency, and the widespread use of English around the globe. What more do you want? If that's not enough for you, nothing is. Nothing but your own inhibitions is stopping you. True story, entrepreneurial risk. Dietrich Mateschitz wasn't the type of guy you'd expect to run a major global brand. In fact, it took him 10 years to finish college. But in 1987, during a trip to Thailand, he noticed a popular Thai energy drink and thought to himself, a little rebranding could help that sell in Europe. He formed a partnership with a couple of Thai locals and began promoting the energy drink in his home country, Austria. The name of the drink? Originally, it was called Krating Dang. He rebranded it into Red Bull. The rest is history. And it all started with a flight to Thailand, a mind open to possibility, and a willingness to try something radical. True story, ditch your desk job. My friend Amy, name changed, worked at a boring desk job in Denver. She commuted 30 minutes each way in hellacious traffic, earned $20 per hour, and dreamed of escape. She and a friend agreed to quit their jobs together and backpack through South America. They set a deadline and quietly began making plans. 1 month before their escape date, her friend backed out. Amy was alone. She could have continued working at her boring desk job. After all, it paid the bills. It offered health insurance. I could build some savings, she thought, and pay for grad school. Nah. Amy quit her job and ran off to the Himalayas without any particular notion of where she might go next. While she was there, she met a good-looking French dude. They hit it off right away and spent the next few years exploring Tibet, Vietnam, and Australia together. They married in the Caribbean 2 years later and continue to live on a gorgeous tropical island today. True story, rental property magic. This will never work, my partner Will said. We were scrutinizing the numbers on our very first rental property, and each new number was scarier and scarier. The property taxes were outrageous. The water bill was egregious, and the house was in such disrepair that the rental income was consummately low. We were taking a massive risk, and we knew it. Buying your first home is always nerve-wracking, but in our case, that home was a 101-year-old fixer-upper in a crime-ridden area, and we were attempting to add value by renovating it into a beautiful space. If everything went according to plan, this project would be insanely profitable. But in the meantime, we were scared shitless. We could have talked ourselves out of it, and we almost did. But like a climber clinging to a rock, we channeled fear into a recommitment. Every worry was an impetus to work harder. Today, this one rental property alone brings us $15,000 in net passive income. We've celebrated by buying several others. To close, I'd like to share a line from the most honest, self-aware email I've seen in months. I've been reading for years and need to take action. Thank you. Yes, you are what you think. Ruthlessly cultivate the thoughts in your brain. Focus on possibilities. Nothing is stopping you other than yourself. You just listened to the post titled, "The One Critical Thing Holding You Back from Happiness" by Paula Pant of affordanything.com. And this episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp offers online counseling and therapy with licensed therapists from wherever you are and around your schedule. Therapy can help improve your life in many different ways. We've heard it here on this show a bunch of times. BetterHelp makes it super convenient in that there are 4 communication modes: text, chat, phone, and video, and available on desktop, mobile web, Android, and iOS apps. This is not a crisis line. This is professional counseling and therapy with licensed therapists, which is super important, but actually affordable with financial aid available. And I have a special offer just for you. Try BetterHelp free for 1 week and start communicating with a therapist in under 24 hours. Go to betterhelp.com/optimal to get started. That's betterhelp.com/optimal. And we thank BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode. I'll leave it there for today. Have a very happy Friday if you're listening in real time. And I'll be back over the weekend where your optimal life awaits.